जय श्री माता जी எல்லோருக்கும் வணக்கம். நம்ம எல்லாம் இப்போ நல்லா கம்ஃபர்டபுளா உட்காந்துக்கலாம். கம்ஃபர்டபுளா உட்காந்து ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜியை பார்க்கலாம். நம்மளுடைய தெய்வீக அன்னை கிட்ட நம்ம மிக பணிவோட அனுமதியை கேட்கலாம். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, நாங்கள் உங்களுடைய குழந்தைகள் தியானம் செய்ய உட்கார்ந்திருக்கிறோம் தாயே. தயவு செய்து இந்த தியானத்துக்கு அனுமதியை தாருங்கள் தாயே. இந்த தியானத்தில் எங்களுக்கு ஆனந்த நிலையை தந்தருள வேண்டும் தாயே. குண்டலினி எழுப்பி பந்தன் போட்டுக் கொள்ளலாம். மெதுவாக கண்களை மூடி நம்மளுடைய கவனம் சஹஸ்ராரத்துக்கு கொண்டு வரலாம். மூன்று மகாமந்திரமும் ஸ்ரீ கணேச மந்திரமும் கூறலாம். त्वमे
Iya. Shri
இரண்டு கைகளும் பூமி தாய் மீது வைக்கலாம். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, தங்களுடைய அன்பின் சக்தியால் எங்களுடைய சூக்ஷ்ம சரீரத்துக்குள் உள்ள அத்தனை உபாதைகளையும் எதிர்மறை சக்திகளையும் பூமி தாய் வழியாக நீக்கிவிடுங்கள் தாயே. ஸ்ரீ பூமி மாதா மந்திரத்தை கூறலாம். ஓம் त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री भूमि माता साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः. இடது நாடியை சுத்திகரிக்கலாம். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, தாங்களே சாக்ஷாத் ஸ்ரீ மகாகாளி மற்றும் ஸ்ரீ பைரவர். தயவு செய்து எங்களுடைய இடா நாடியை முழுமையாக சுத்திகரித்து தாருங்கள் தாயே. ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, கடந்த கால நினைவுகளை முழுமையா நீக்கிவிடுங்கள் தாயே. எங்களுக்கு தூய விருப்பத்தை தந்தருள வேண்டும் தாயே. பிங்கள நாடியை சுத்திகரிக்கலாம். ரைட் ஹேண்ட் மடி மீது, லெஃப்ட் ஹேண்ட் ஆகாயத்தை நோக்கி. ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, தாங்களே சாக்ஷாத் ஸ்ரீ மகா சரஸ்வதி மற்றும் ஸ்ரீ ஹனுமான. தயவு செய்து எங்களுக்குள் உள்ள அதிகப்படியான வெப்பத்தை ஆகாய மார்க்கமாக நீக்கிவிடுங்கள் தாயே. அகங்காரத்தை நீக்கிவிடுங்கள் தாயே. ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, தயவு செய்து எங்களுக்கு தூய காரிய சக்தியை தந்தருள வேண்டும் தாயே. இரண்டு கைகளும் அடி மீது வைக்கலாம். நம்மளுடைய கவனம் நம்மளுடைய நடு நாடி சுஷும்னா நாடியில் வைக்கலாம். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, தாங்களே சாக்ஷாத் ஸ்ரீ மகாலட்சுமி மற்றும் ஸ்ரீ கணேஷா. தயவு செய்து எங்களுக்கு தியானத்துக்கு தேவையான சமநிலையை தந்தருள வேண்டும் தாயே. இதில் மகாலட்சுமி மற்றும் ஸ்ரீ கணேசரோட எல்லா சக்திகளையும் குணங்களையும் தந்தருள வேண்டும் தாயே. நம்மளுடைய கவனம் மூலாதார சக்கரத்துக்கு கொண்டு வரலாம். அங்கே அமர்ந்திருக்கிற மங்கள் மூர்த்தி விக்னராஜா ஸ்ரீ கணேசாக்கு மனதார வணக்கத்தை சொல்லலாம். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, எங்களுக்கும் ஸ்ரீ கணேசா போல கள்ளம் கபடமற்ற தூய உள்ளத்தை தந்தருள வேண்டும் தாயே. எங்களுடைய சிந்தனையிலும் செயலிலும் பேச்சிலும் தூய்மை இருக்க அருள் புரியுங்கள் தாயே. நம்மளுடைய கவனம் நம்முடைய மூலாதார சக்கரத்தில் வைத்து கணேஷ அதர்வ சீர்ஷை கூறலாம். ஓம் நமஸ்தே கணபதயே त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं तत्त्वमसि त्वमेव केवलं कर्तासि त्वमेव केवलं धर्तासि त्वमेव केवलं हर्तासि त्वमेव सर्वं खल्विदं ब्रह्मासि त्वं साक्षादात्मासि नित्यम्.
ऋतं वच्मि सत्यं वच्मि अव त्वं माम् अववक्तारम् अवश्रोतारम् अवदातारम् अवदातारम् अवानुचानमवशिष्यम् अवपश्चातात् अवपुरस्तात् अवोदरादात् अवदक्षिणादात् अवचोर्वादात् अवादरादात् सर्वतो मां पाहि पाहि समं दात् त्वं वाङ्मयस्त्वं चिन्मयः त्वं आनन्दमयस्त्वं ब्रह्ममयः त्वं सच्चिदानन्दाद्वितीयोऽसि त्वं प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वं ज्ञानमयो विज्ञानमयोऽसि सर्वं जगदिदं त्वतो जायते सर्वं जगदिदं तस्तिष्ठति सर्वं जगदिदं तयि लयमेष्यति सर्वं जगदिदं तयि प्रतीति त्वं भूमिरावो नलो निलो नभः त्वं चत्वारि वाग्पदानि त्वं गुणत्रयातीतः त्वं देहत्रयातीतः त्वं कालत्रयातीतः त्वं मूलाधारस्थितियोऽसि नित्यं त्वं शक्तित्रयात्मकः त्वं योगिनो ध्यायन्ति नित्यं त्वं ब्रह्मास्त्वं विष्णुस्त्वं रुद्रस्त्वम् इन्द्रस्त्वम् अग्निस्त्वं वायुस्त्वं सूर्यास्त्वं चन्द्रमास्त्वं ब्रह्मभूर्भुवस्वरं कनादिं पूर्वमुच्चार्य वर्णादिं तदनन्तरम् अनिश्वारपरदरः अर्तेन्दुलसितं तारेण रुद्धम् एतत्त्वमनुस्वरूपम् कहारपूर्वरूपम् आहारो मध्यमरूपम् अनिश्वारशान्तिरूपम् बिन्दुरुत्तररूपम् नादसन्धानं संहिता सन्धिः सैषा गणेशविद्या गणकर्षिकी निश्रुतगायत्रीछन्दः गणपतिर्देवता ॐ गं गणपतये नमः एकदन्ताय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्ती प्रचोदयात् एकदन्तं चतुर्हस्तं पाशमङ्कुशधारिणं रथं सवरदं हस्तैर्बिभ्राणं मूषकध्वजं रक्तं लम्बोदरं शूर्पकर्णकं रक्तवाससं रक्तगन्धानुलिप्ताङ्गं रक्तपुष्पैः सुभूषितं भक्तानुकम्पिनं देवं जगत्कारणमच्युतम् आविर्भूतं स सृष्ट्यादौ प्रकृते पुरुषात् परम् एवं ध्यायति यो नित्यं स योगी योगिनां वरः नमो वरदपतये नमो गणपतये नमः ब्रह्मदपतये नमस्ते अस्तु लम्बोदराय एकदन्ताय विघ्ननाशिने शिवसुताय श्रीवरदमूर्ते नमो नमः साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः।
நம்மளுடைய கவனம் நம்மளுடைய ஹிருதய சக்கரத்துக்கு கொண்டு வரலாம். நம்மளுடைய ரைட் ஹேண்ட் நம்மளுடைய ஹிருதயத்தில் வைக்கலாம். எல்லோரும் ஆத்மாஷ்டகம் கூறலாம். मनोबुद्ध्यहंकार चित्तानि नाहं न च श्रोत्रजिह्वे न च घ्राणनेत्रे न च व्योमभूमिर्न तेजो न वायु चिदानन्दरूपं शिवोऽहं 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 शिवोऽहम् न च प्राणसंज्ञो न वै पञ्चवायु न च प्राणसंज्ञो न वै पञ्चवायु न वा सप्तधातुर्न वा पञ्चकोश न वा सप्तधातुर्न वा पञ्चकोश न वा पाणिपादं न चोपस्थपायु न वाक्पाणिपादं न चोपस्थपायु चिदानन्दरूप शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूप शिवोऽहं 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 शिवोऽहम् न मे द्वेषरागौ न मे लोभमोहौ न मे द्वेषरागौ न मे लोभमोहौ मदो नैव मे नैव मात्सर्यभाव मदो नैव मे नैव मात्सर्यभाव न धर्मो न चार्थो न कामो न मोक्ष न धर्मो न चार्थो न कामो न मोक्ष चिदानन्दरूप शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूप शिवोऽहं 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 शिवोऽहम् न पुण्यं न पापं न सौख्यं न दुःखं न पुण्यं न पापं न सौख्यं न दुःखं न मन्त्रो न तीर्थं न वेदा न यज्ञ न मन्त्रो न तीर्थं न वेदा न यज्ञ अहं भोजनं नैव भोज्यं न भोक्ता अहं भोजनं नैव भोज्यं न भोक्ता चिदानन्दरूप शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूप शिवोऽहं 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 शिवोऽहम् न मे मृत्यु न शंका न मे जाति भेद न मे मृत्यु न शंका न मे जाति भेद पिता नैव मे नैव माता न जन्म पिता नैव मे नैव माता न जन्म न बन्धुर्न मित्रं गुरुर्नैव शिष्य न बन्धुर्न मित्रं गुरुर्नैव शिष्य चिदानन्दरूप शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूप शिवोऽहं 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 शिवोऽहम् अहं निर्विकल्पो निराकाररूपो अहं निर्विकल्पो निराकाररूपो विभुर्वाक्य सर्वत्र सर्वेन्द्रियाणां विभुर्वाक्य सर्वत्र सर्वेन्द्रियाणां सदा मे समत्वं न मुक्तिर्न बन्धः सदा मे समत्वं न मुक्तिर्न बन्धः चिदानन्दरूप शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूप शिवोऽहं 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 மெதுவாக கைகள் மடி மீது கொண்டு வரலாம். நம்மளுடைய கவனம் மெதுவாக நம்மளுடைய சகஸ்ராரத்துக்கு கொண்டு வரலாம். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, தாங்களே சாட்சாத் ஸ்ரீ சதாசிவனாக எங்களுடைய சகஸ்ரார சக்கரத்தில் இருக்கிறீர்கள் தாயே. தயவு செய்து எங்களையும் ஒரு அழகான மலரை தாமரை மலர் போல ஆக்கி ஸ்ரீ சதாசிவனோட திருவடியில் சமர்ப்பிக்க ஒரு நல்ல சகஜயோகியாக ஆக்கிவிடுங்கள் தாயே. ஆத்மா பரமாத்மா மந்திரத்தை கூறி சில நொடிகள் தியானத்தில் இருக்கு. ஓம் त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री आत्मा परमात्मा साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः. இதே தியான நிலையில் ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜியோட சொற்பொழிவை கேட்கலாம்.
Yesterday, I told you that we have within us two very important powers. The first power is the power of desire, by which we desire, called as Ichha Shakti in Sanskrit language, and the another power which is called as the Kriya power, or we can say the power of action. These two are really gross powers which are expressed outside, as sympathetic nervous system. Left and right sympathetic nervous system. The central part is called the Sushumna Nadi, the channel of our ascent. This channel represents our evolution through ages. We can say that this channel is responsible for giving us our evolution from amoeba to this stage as a human being. And all the centers that you see there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all of them are the milestones in our progress, in our evolution. These are all placed within us. These subtle centers are there. They are all there. And we are made up of this beautiful instrument. We are not aware of it. Of course, we are not aware. Also, we can't see them because they are subtle centers and we cannot see with our naked eyes. We can only see the manifestation of these centers outside as gross plexuses. Now today, as I told you yesterday, I will be dealing with each center one by one, and I'll tell you what these centers represent within us. Now the very first center is the center of our innocence. Before creating us, before creating this universe, innocence was created. Innocence is the most powerful power on this earth. Innocence is love, innocence is God, and innocence is the only thing that really keeps us going in this horrible world in which we are born. This innocence we find in the matter. Matter is innocent. If you hit the matter, it will hit you. If you don't hit it, it is all right. You can change the form of the matter. You see, in the, say for this hall, it won't trouble you. If you are here, it will give you a shade. If you want, you can use it for disturbing others, for destroying others. The way you want to use it, you can use it because it doesn't say anything to us. So at this center is the carbon element which started growing within us. We can say the carbon is in the center of the whole system of elements. Carbon is in the center because it is a tetravalent element. As you know, it has got 4 valencies. And when carbon came in its existence, then only life could be produced. And this center is thus the center where we became really tetravalent. Means we became an element by which we could become human beings. We could become the living things. The living things started when carbon came into existence. So this center is very important because this center represents that stage of human evolution where we became living human beings. Before this, we were dead people. We were just like these stones and things that you see around. After that is I told you that center, about that I talked to you yesterday. After that you have the second center of our seeking. When an animal came into being, he started seeking. First he started seeking the food. For example, the unicellular animals like amoeba and all that, they just seek food. They do not seek anything else but food. And that is the beginning of our seeking. So the first grossest seeking was the food, where we started seeking something for our growth, for our nutrition. The second seeking started when some of the animals felt that they were too big for their sizes, they couldn't move around, and they found it impossible to do something about it. Now we can say that even before these animals were made, before that the fishes themselves were surrounded by land, and one of the fishes had to come out, the future that was going to happen. In these chaotic conditions and confusions, we start seeking more and more. And the real seeking is that of beyond. Of course, we must say that the play of the seeking is not only human. There is also God's play. It is God who wants you to seek. It is God who wants you to get your realization. You are the epitome of His creation. Human beings are the highest that He has created. You see how beautifully He has created you. In thousands of years, from amoeba, from carbon, for an ordinary, say from an hydrogen atom, you have become like this. There must be some purpose, some reason why God has made you like this. It's not just a wasteful, purposeless activity of God. But what is the purpose of God? Why did He do it? Nobody thinks about it. Scientists, of course, they're being honest. They say we cannot find out, so forget about it. Whatever they cannot find out and reason out, they just don't discuss. So one has to see whether there is some reason or not. But is there any purpose in our life? Or are we to come on this earth and just to die like any other animal and have no gains in our human awareness? This question has been arising into the minds of thousands of people and thousands of people. And at this time, as you know, the market was full with the idea that we have to seek. So the market got flooded with all kinds of people who wanted to market it. I mean, it's automatic. There are marketeers for everything. You want something, you will find marketeers just coming round. And that's how it happened. And they took advantage of the simplicity and of the, I would say, the naivety of people, and they misused them and misled them. They could not understand how God can be organized by these people, whether they were the contractors of God, or how could they talk of God. What was the sign and symptom of a person who comes to you and says that I am God and you should receive this thing from me? What we believe in was the superficial appearances. Like a person has, say, 58 Rolls Royce. He must be a great man. Not a saint. The saint doesn't have any Rolls Royces. We could not see that. See, for us, it was very much great that he lives in a big mansion. Not the saint. The saint doesn't want mansions. He can live on the street. For him, it does not matter whether it's a mansion or a street, makes no difference to him. And this is the simple thing that they did not know about a saint. And they got impressed by all these things, by the medias and the way they put up the show and the circus that they carried. This is the saddest part of the whole story. And that's how our seeking was misled. Today I would like to say about this chakra especially, that is the, what we call the Nabhi chakra, is the central path of our evolution, where you start your seeking and you cross over to other side. Now surrounding this you will find there is the ocean of illusion. And this ocean of illusion was covered by a deity, by a special powerful personality whom we call as the Dattatreya, is the primordial master. And he incarnated on this earth many a time. At the time of Christ, even before that, he incarnated as, say, Abraham, Moses, Socrates, Lao Tse. Later on, he incarnated as Muhammad Sahib. Then the same great principle incarnated as Nanak. Then the same principle at the last incarnated as Sainath or Shirdi. So the same great principle of this primordial master has incarnated. Because without a master, how will you be taken away from this illusion? How you are going to be exposed to that reality which you do not feel? What has to happen to you is that you have to become more sensitive, more open, awakened, enlightened, to feel that all-pervading power around you. Now these came again and again and told you that you must look after your dharma. Dharma doesn't mean any religion that is being established in the names of these people. Because human beings know how to make a pickle out of everyone. They are great experts. All of them in essence are one and the same. But like flowers on the same tree can be taken away from time to time, and when they become ugly and they become completely spoiled, then people can claim this is my flower, this is my flower. Everybody has become a contractor of these things. Actually, these people belong to the whole universe. They are universal beings, and they came on this earth to give us a sustenance within us, a sustenance. Dharma means a sustenance. That is, we can say that a quality that is human. For example, gold has a quality that is untarnishable. Carbon has a quality that it is tetravalent. In the same way, I would say human beings have 10 valencies, or we can say has a quality that they have to have these 10 specialities in them so that they can be called as human beings. All these 10 specialities are represented by the 10 incarnations of this primordial spirit on this earth. There are many others also spirits who came, who are, we can say, followers of these, or we can say the disciple incarnations of this great power which we call as the primordial master. And such a primordial master is needed, no doubt. But such a primordial master has to have certain qualities. If they are missing, how is he going to be our master? A guru means a person who has got that weight in him, weight of virtues, of qualities, of righteousness, of holiness. A person who is not righteous, who is a parasite, who leads a bad life, cannot be your guru. Not only that, but what is a guru's speciality is that he makes you meet God. He connects you to God. He doesn't connect you to all kinds of funny things that these gurus are doing nowadays. On this point, I have to tell you how the false people work it out and how the reality works out. Now, if you see, on the right-hand side of this lies the power of your Kriya Shakti as your action power. Now what they do is they tell you that you start doing some sort of a jumping, standing on your head, or they may say that take out your tongue. You see, there was a guru here, now he doesn't do that, he's dead. But what he did is in lifetime, he asked people to cut the tongue at the base and put the tongue back and do some sort of a trick called, I don't know what they called it, khechari. All these nonsensical things people started doing, to push your eyes down like that, or I don't know what else, and to stand on your head, stand on one leg, do all kinds of these tricks. You cannot go to God. This is not the way to be done. This is not the way you can get to God. It's sahajya, it's spontaneous. It's a process that is living. It cannot work out by these tricks that people tell you, do this, do that. This is not the way it is going to work out. Remember, it will only work out if there is a spontaneous happening of Kundalini awakening, which is the Holy Mother you have got. She is an auspicious mother, she is Holy Mother, she is not unholy, and you cannot use it for any unholy purpose. Now we have lost the meaning of the word holy. We have lost the meaning of the word, what you call the auspiciousness. We do not know what righteousness is. In these modern times, these words sound so hollow and so funny. But you'll be amazed that this exists within us, whether you like it or not. If we do not get the blessings of holiness, you cannot raise the Kundalini. Kundalini is a spontaneous thing. It's just like a seed that sprouts in the Mother Earth. In the same way, when the warmth of holiness and auspiciousness is faced by a person, then only the Kundalini is going to rise. So any guru who comes and tells you that I give you a realization, you stand on your head, you tell him you better go on standing till you get your realization. Then there are many other things they tell you. They say that you will start flying. Now we have to understand all these nonsensical things. Why do we want to do? Why do we want to fly in the air? You are already flying a bit too much. I mean, just now I was coming in the sky, I saw so many aeroplanes that I thought a day may come when you will have to find some sort of a method of arranging the crossing of these aeroplanes and how the traffic has to be arranged even there. Now, all such ideas that we have, or somebody says that we become sort of a person who leaves the body and goes up and sees from there. Or somebody who sees the colors, or he sees the aura. All these things seeing, you can do otherwise. It is not the seeing that is important. As I told you yesterday, saying that this is the truth. There are many who say this is the truth. You have to become the truth. In the second thing, you have to know today that by seeing something, you do not become. If you see something, supposing we were coming by this road, we saw this church. But when we came in, we don't see it now. When you are away from it, when we crossed the mountain, we never saw it. When we are on it, we never saw it. When we were away from it, then we saw it. So seeing something is not receiving that, is not to be. To be means in your awareness, as he said, in your central nervous system, you must feel that you have become the spirit. Yesterday I told you about the spirit and what are the blessings of the spirits and how you get it. But if your dharma is not all right, supposing you have moved too much to the right side, even a person who is a very busy man, he is running the rat race, he has no time for God, he has no time for his spirit, nothing, he is running very fast. All right, run fast and jump into the place where you have to go. You have to be in the center, not extreme action can take you to your real path. And now, if you take a car, for example, in our practical life, we always try to keep everything in the center. In the sense, your car cannot run on one-sided wheels. It has to have both the wheels. On a chair, you cannot sit if it has only two legs on one side. You cannot sit. Our center of gravity acts in the center. We, in our normal life, keep to the center. We cannot walk with one side like this. We have to put both the legs on the ground and walk on both the legs. In the same way, if you try to act on one side, as I told you yesterday, you can create a terrible imbalance, especially in dharma, it happens. And that's why I'm telling you today that any extreme behavior on dharma is not needed. There is no need to go on madly calling God, oh God, come along. People are saying mantras now. Any sort of mantra they take. There's one guru who charges 300 pounds and the mantra he gives means, in Hindi language is called as tinga, means when you show like this, that is it. Can you believe it? And so many people are doing it, paying 300 pounds. You tell any Indian and they will just laugh. How can it be? Inga. Inga in Marathi language means the tail of a scorpion. These are the mantras they are giving to you and you are paying 300 pounds for that. Now the mantra cannot be given like that. It's a wrong idea that you give some mantra to somebody. For example, every center has a different mantra. Every center has got a problem. When the Kundalini rises, you know. When you come, say, to the center of Sri Krishna. Now you have to take the name of Sri Krishna. If you come to the center of the Gurus, of the Adi Gurus, of the Sadgurus, then you have to take the name of Sadgurus. Sadguru means the one who is the real, the one who is the real master. Then you have to take their names. But if you are taking the name of some one person, for example, say we take the name of Rama. Now where is the center of Rama? You can see there. The center of Rama is on the right side of the heart center, which is in the center. Now if you take the name of Rama and you have no problem, you will get into problems. It's easiest way to get into problems because Rama, Sri Rama is a deity. You cannot just take his name without any protocol. There is no rhyme and reason. For example, if I take the name of, say, the governor of this place and just go before his house and start shouting his name, I don't know his name, they'll arrest me. In the same way, if you take the name of Rama without having any protocol, without having any understanding, first of all, this center will be ruined because you will be taking the name, means you'll be using your voice all the time, unnecessarily, and also the right side heart center will be gone. And all such people will suffer physically from asthma. Absolutely. If you have asthma trouble, then you can find out that you are suffering from this Rama center. Maybe there's something wrong with your father, or maybe something wrong with your fatherhood, or maybe something that you are missing your father, or that your father has died, or something is wrong. Asthma can be cured, as I told you yesterday, only by taking Rama's name. But if you are asthma, then the name has to be taken by a realized soul, by a person who is empowered, who has the protocol, who can talk to Sri Rama in the sense who is connected with him. Any dictum and Hari cannot take his name. There's a protocol about it. Now in the same way, Guru's name also, we cannot take without protocol. We must have the protocol. Anybody who is all the time saying Guru, 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 Guru is not paying full attention to it, neither is respecting. I have seen people, they go against the teachings of Guru. For example, now we can say that all the Gurus have taught one thing, that you have to look after your awareness. Awareness is in that area. Awareness is nourished by liver. They are very anxious that your liver should be all right. Whatever they have taught, they have tried to see that your liver should be all right. And all the Gurus have been against alcoholism. Any take a Moses, you take Abraham, you take Nanaka, you take Muhammad Sahib, all of them are more worried about the liver than for anything else. Somebody asked me, why didn't Christ decry wine? He did not support it either. But he had some other job to be done, so he didn't talk about it, but he never drank wine. I mean, the wine in those days didn't mean fermented wine as you have. I mean, the people never used to smoke also in those days. At the time of, say, Muhammad Sahib, there was no smoking. So he never prohibited any smoking, but he said no narcotics, nothing that goes against awareness should be taken. So they said, oh, then there's nothing wrong in smoking. Then he took his birth. The same principle took his birth at Guru Nanak. And Guru Nanaka then said no smoking and no drinking. Why? Because they were worried about the awareness of a person. If your awareness is not all right, what's the use of giving you realization? You are already not aware of it. Now drugs, same thing. If you take to drugs or anything like that, you go down in your awareness. It's a fact, you know. You get some, maybe if you take some drugs, you may go to the right side and you might see colors and things. But that's hallucination. You go to the other side, you may feel, oh, you are dying and something, and you go into the subconscious and the collective subconscious. You may go on to the collective supraconscious and the right hand side. But to go up, you have to keep in the center, you have to be alert, and your awareness should be normal. To keep it normal, to keep it in balance, these people prescribe that you should not try to do anything that is too much, ati. Extremes should be avoided. But the result of that was just the opposite. All the fanatics were born out of these teachings. Imagine, all the fanatics were born out of these teachings, which were meant not to have any fanaticism. Actually, if somebody is a fanatic, he develops diseases of the stomach. Fanaticism gives you horrible diseases of the stomach. The other day we had a gentleman from Iran. He is a doctor there and he had cancer. He came to know about me, came to see me in London. And I told him that, do you believe that Muhammad Sahib is the only one who can save the world? He said yes. Then I think he should have saved it. No, but I think he's the only one who can save. He was the last one. I said maybe he might have thought that I'm the last, but he must have seen the way you are behaving. He must have taken his birth again. He could not keep it at that stage, perhaps. I said, can you believe that he came back as Guru Nanak? He said, I can't believe it. No, I can't believe it. I said, he was the same principle. I can't believe it. I said, then I can't help you. If you are a fanatic, I can't help you. It cannot be cured. Now he went home and he had a terrible time, and his wife was wise enough. She said, now Islam has not helped you so far. You have been such a big Muslim, you have been doing namaz and all that, still your cancer cannot be cured. So why not listen to mother? If she says so, give up. So he came down to me. And he said, all right, I agree that it was Nanaka who came on this earth and all that. And you will be amazed, he's cured. He's cured of that. All these fundamentalists and fanatics, see, we are aware of it. Now, Americans had a good look at them recently. Very recently, they had a nice shock from a man called Mr. Khomeini. You know him too well. But if you go and ask him, he'll say, oh, I'm just from God. I mean, I'm connected with God. And it is He who gave me these orders. And it is through His orders I worked out. Because they are so blind with the fanaticism that they don't want to see. And this kind of fanaticism, if it crawls into you, you will also not see. For example, even Christian fundamentalists are the same. Or the Hindu fundamentalists are the same. I don't find anything different in them. If you want to ask, say, a Christian about a Jew, you will know about the Jews. But if you go to the Jews, they'll say Christians are the worst of all. And if you go to the Muslims, they'll say the Jews, they are the worst, they are the cursed people. All of them think they are the best, the chosen ones, and the rest of them are going to be doomed. I must tell you that all fanatics are going to be doomed, one and all. And I think in that domain of hell, they may agree with each other. But it may be too late for them to understand that God has not created as any fanatic. He has not. You are part and parcel of one being. Supposing this finger says, I'm all right, or this finger says, I'm all right, it is going to trouble the whole body. It's such a nonsense that it is better to cut it off than to keep it there. Malignancy that works in us is the same, that you are on your own. What's wrong? I'm on my own. Any cell that becomes like that is really malignant because it has no relationship with the whole. It has no relationship with the coordination and the cooperation of the whole thing, how it is working out. It is on its own. What's wrong? The wrong is that you are getting out of circulation, and very soon you will land up in a place which is called as hell. And then you will ask, oh, I never knew. You are all connected with each other. You are all part and parcel of one collective being, which you have to just feel it and understand that you become that. Till this is connected to the mains, this doesn't work out. Once it is connected to the mains, it works out. In the same way, unless and until you are connected to the mains, you cannot know that you are a collective being. Before that, we form big organizations. We are all brothers and sisters, and just after a month of that formation of an organization, you find that people are cutting each other's throats. Why? Because they are not really brothers and sisters. They have not felt it. When you become, then you just can't help it. Like people may say that, Mother, you help so many people, you do so much for them, why do you cure them? I said, whom do I cure? Who is the other? If this finger is paining, I have to rub it off and get it all right. It's a part and parcel of me. If there is not the other, then you just help the other person because he's part and parcel of you. If somebody is getting drowned and you are trying to save that person, you are doing it because something in you is dying. You are not doing it because you are trying to help the person, because there's something in you is dying and you want to save that person. This is what it is. And this collectivity you can only feel if you are first of all in balance. The people who go off their balances are very difficult to get their realization. This is one side of the movement in Dharma also. When they seek God, when they seek their realization, they go to the other side of it. Now people can't believe that for this you cannot put in any effort. No action is needed. Now look at the trees. Look at the flowers. How spontaneously they become fruits. Look at the trees. How they turn themselves, the leaves, towards the sun, and how they get their chlorophyll established in them. How it happens so spontaneously. How it works out. How they understand. While we think that by doing some sort of an effort, we are going to become something higher, is absolutely an absurd idea. As it is, you did nothing to become human beings. You did nothing whatsoever. You became human being effortlessly. And further, if you have to go, it has to be effortless. Everything vital is always effortless. As I said the other day, if you have to breathe, and for breathing, if you have to go to libraries and go to some guru and pay him some money, How many will survive? It is so vital that it has to happen. The only difference in this evolution, and the evolution so far we have had, is this, that this, you being free, you are going to feel it in your awareness. Before this, you never felt it in your awareness. Now only at this time you are going to feel it in your awareness that you have become the other person. That a cocoon has become the butterfly. That an egg has become a bird. You can feel it within yourself, this happening. You can absolutely monitor it within yourself, and you are aware of it, that this has happened. This is a blessing placed within you since long. And that's why it is Sahaja, means born with you, Sahaja, born with you. But today this Sahaja Yoga has become a Mahayoga. It has become a great yoga because one can work it out on en masse. For many people can get realized. Just like a blossom time, many flowers can become fruits. In the same way, many people can get realization. At this time, when it is such an important time, this is the time of judgment that has started. Now how will you judge yourself? How will God judge you? Is He going to put you on the say, some sort of a weightlifting or onto some sort of one of the human tricks that we play to judge a person's abilities? No. The Kundalini is going to rise first of all. When the Kundalini rises, you start getting that awareness on your fingers. You start feeling the all-pervading power on your fingers because these are the centers of your subtle being which get awakened, you start feeling. And by that feeling, you get that vibratory awareness by which you get the discrimination and you know what's wrong with you and you know what's wrong with others. So you judge yourself, you improve yourself, you know the method how to improve yourself. You feel better and better and better. And then once you're all right, you judge yourself.
Hi. எங்களுக்கான இன்றைய காலை நேர இந்த கூட்டு தியானத்தை தந்தமைக்கு எங்களின் கோடானு கொடி நன்றிகளை தங்களுடைய பொற்கமல திருப்பாதங்களில் பணிவோடு சமர்ப்பிக்கின்றோம். பூரண மந்திரம். ஓம் त्वमेव साक्षात् ஸ்ரீ ஆதிசக்தி மாதாஜி ஸ்ரீ நிர்மலா தேவி நமோ நமக. நாம் அனைவரும் அன்னைக்கு நன்றி கூறி வணங்கி குண்டலினி எழுப்பி கூட்டாக பந்தனிட்டுக் கொள்ளலாம்.